Okay, might as well get an early start here. Early is a relative term. Um, Minute or so. I have some other stuff for you. I threw in the content folder a file for a title box, which I'm going to show you how to fill in, that you can just stick onto a drawing if you want to. You could save it as a template if you want to draw on it. That's up to you. Um, I also created a three-dimensional theater thing. Um, I have to figure out where it is. Three-dimensional theater. Um, this is in Vectorworks. It started out in AutoCAD, obviously. I threw it over into Vectorworks. You can tell it's a three-dimensional theater because if I change the viewpoint to an isometric, um, it is three-dimensional. Um, so on. So if I was to actually go to the multiple views, we have, I'm going to change, let's see, let's make this one a top. I think this is a front. This one we're going to turn into the isometric, and this one is going to become the section side. Okay. So if in this multi-view thing on a three-dimensional theater, I was to go over here and put in a light pipe. As soon as I create the light pipe, I already measured the theater. I know the pipe is about 30 feet long. Which means if I go in here to put the, actually I gotta select the viewpoint first because I want to put it on that one. Pipe comes in here. Why am I not getting a light pipe? That's interesting. Light pipe. Okay, something's acting funky here. This is supposed to be a light pipe. I'm not getting a 30-foot light pipe. What? Shut up. That's disturbing. It says I have a lighting pipe. Total pipe length, 0. But it's supposed to be 30 feet. So we're going to change this to 30 feet. It's now saying 0. That's different. Didn't do that before. Let me save this and try that again. Because according to this, as you see up here, I've got 30 feet center grip, but I'm not getting a pipe. And I'm in that. See, this is where things go make me insane because 5 minutes ago, now I've got a pipe. Anyway, I'm going to move this pipe to the right spot. Yeah, computers are very frustrating. But as you can see, this pipe is right on the floor. When you install this thing, it's at 0 inches off the ground. If I wanted to move said pipe, it's the same process as before. I just drag the pipe up, tab, I'm going to put it at 4 feet from the proscenium, bang, and now I'm going to want to put it in the air. So now I can change this to 12 feet, 0 inches, and you'll see that the pipe will move in every one of the drawings. So now it's 12 feet off the ground, this pipe up here, which is, you can't tell on the top plan because that's what the top plan does. Isometric, it's kind of not that easy to tell, but in the side view and in the front view, you can see that it's off the ground. So now if I go for lighting units, what I tend to do personally is I will find a lighting device and I will just like put a bunch of them on the stage, kind of like you would if you were actually going to load the pipe. Okay, so I just put a bunch of lights on the stage in various places that was actually below the stage. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the lights and align them on the pipe. I'm going to just click on the pipe, and they all automatically leap off to the floor onto the pipe, and they'll hang in whatever position or orientation they were before. You see that a lot of them are hanging straight up or straight down. The ones that are straight up, selection, the ones that are straight up here, you see that the X rotation is at 180. If I was to change that to 0, now they're all magically pointing straight down. So I'm going to make all of them point straight down first. And I'm actually going to change everything to 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, so that all the orientation is standardized, shall we say. But now it's actually fairly easy to tell what happens with the lights when I change the other rotations. The X rotation actually will rotate it around the pipe in a, if you're looking at the side view, right side view, it's actually going to rotate it around in a counterclockwise direction. If I move this to 40 degrees, you'll see those lights will tip across stage, right? So they're rotating around the pipe. It's hard to say, in a clockwise, counterclockwise direction. It all depends on the orientation you're looking at it. This actually is kind of confusing. I'm not sure why that changed back to 90. Now, that's actually what I wanted it to do. But now you see that the light actually tipped up in a counterclockwise way around the pipe. It was thrown off by the 90 that was over there. But the X rotation, like I said, if I keep increasing the X to 90, it will now tip up, pointing straight up stage from this viewpoint. If I wanted it to go in the other direction and I put a negative 90, it will now point straight downstage. So 0 in this orientation is straight down. 180 is straight. Come on, go in the right place. 180 would be straight up. Pan back so I can actually see what's going on. All right. And so 90 would be straight up stage, negative 90 would be straight down stage, so on and so forth. If I change this to a 40 degree, they're now aimed somewhere up the stage. The other orientations you can tell depending on which direction I'm going to rotate the light. I'm only going to move one of them now. So this is a 40. My Y rotation should now pan it across the stage. Right. So now what I've done is I've tipped the light upstage, and now I've tipped the light stage left. That's the Y rotation. Same thing with positives and negatives. Now it will turn stage right. The Z rotation will literally rotate it around its own axis. It won't be incredibly visible to see. I'm going to try and get really close to this so that you can actually see what this light physically does when I rotate it around the Z axis. I got to zoom in on each one, this one there. So now I'm going to rotate it around the Z axis. Watch the yoke, this part, the U-shaped thing around the top, because that's actually what's going to, should move at this point. Rotate it 50 degrees. It kind of spins the light. It's not that easy to tell what's going on. But that's basically what you're doing with each one of those. If I turn this all back to 0, 0, you'll see that the light basically goes back to hanging straight down. It's happy, so on and so forth. All right, so like I said, I was trying to put this into a 3-dimensional theater. Just wanted to show you how this actually works if you have a 3-dimensional theater. I'm going to go back to the normal view now, or normal-ish view. Control 4, look at the whole thing. Now, so like I said, from this viewpoint, you can't really tell what's going on as easily as you can from the other viewpoints. I'm going to turn everything else back to pointing straight down. But that's what you would have in a 3-dimensional view. Depending on whichever viewpoint I want to look at this at, I can spin this all the way around, look at it from completely backstage, see what it looks like, what the backstage people would see as opposed to what the audience will see, or other isometrics. All right, that's what it would look like if you were actually doing this a 3-dimensional theater. If you had a full 3-dimensional theater and you had the other parts of the programs that do the lighting stuff, you could actually aim these and give them focus points. I might be able to do that with those. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can actually give it a focus point. Focus point 5 feet up there. Say okay. But that's what you would be basically be trying to do. See, right now this one has a focus point which is straight down. I'm going to get out of focus point. But you could actually aim the lights at a specific spot on the stage. You can set the diameters, the shutters, all kinds of things. You put in the color, and it will actually color the actual stage. All right, so this is what it would look like I said, in a 3-dimensional idea. Now, let me get out of this one. Stop share, thank you. Let's see, a couple people arrived while I was doing that, so I'm gonna quick check attendance, okay. Now, the title box, which is like, I think it's this one. Yeah, all right. This is in AutoCAD, needless to say. You can obviously put it into a Vectorworks drawing just like you do anything else. The way this title box is set up, this is the EMT programs, New York College of Technology, et cetera, standard title box that I was telling you about. The way that I have set this one up, you could just use this as it is, save it as a template or something like that. If you look at the whole thing, it's actually a page. This is an 11 by 17 piece of paper, I believe. But this is, when I say this is full size, I mean this is like huge in the world. This probably, it works out to an 11 by 17 if you go into the layout space. But in any case, what you can do with this is you can just actually zoom in on the title box and grab these pieces here. If I want to change the project title, I can just double click on it and then retype the title. This would be a light plot 1. Sorry. And then click somewhere else on the screen, and it will stay there. These can all just be re-edited, these individual lines here. You can change any one of them. If you look at the properties up here, this is what's popping up at the top here, the text editor. You can actually see what the properties are, what the height of the piece is. Right now, these are 4 inches tall. This one is, I believe, 6. Yeah, that's 6 inches tall. These are all 4 inches tall. You can change the name, you can change the date, you can change the scale, you can change this. These are different. These 2 lines are different. I would leave those completely alone because they're hatching and all kinds of other stuff. because these are the stuff that your company would give you. Everything else is available. You can change the number over here. Double click and you can play with it. Things like that. Just however many out of however many, etc. All right, so I've given you this. You can stick it on your drawings. You can play with it. You can have it, whatever. It's the standard title box. But these things are all easy to change. And like I said, if you wanted to go into Vectorworks, you just have to name it whatever you saved this as. Right now, this is ENT 1108 blank title, DWG. So if I went back into Vectorworks and started a new drawing, blank document, I could now file, import DWG, and I have to remember where it went. That's a good question. I forgot where I put it. There's blank title. Tra-la. And then you're going to need to probably tweak a little things because it looks like this moved out of place. Things like that happen when you're doing imports, exports. This is a huge piece of paper, like I said, but you would scale it down when you're going to print it. So you'd actually put this into a scale setting for plotting or something like that. But this is workable as it is. Let me zoom in a little bit. Like I said, sometimes you have to fix things, but when you're going to scale it, you can drag it down. You can make this piece of paper any size you want. You just have to change the printing scale later on, which is actually something we get more into in drafting too. But you could use it just like this. You could draw on this because, as you can see, this piece of paper.
Yep. You're still in AutoCAD.
I'm still in. I thought I moved. Did I not shift programs? Sorry. I apologize. There we are. It was a typical thing on my part because I can't always see what I'm displaying. All it tells me at the top is I'm screen sharing. Sorry. But anyway, this is what it looks like in Vectorworks, like I said. But as you can see, this piece of paper is actually huge. See how big it actually is. 43 feet, which is a little bigger than most printers. So you'd need to, like I said, you'd need to scale this down. This right now is set for 3/8 to a foot, which should work, maybe. I'll have to think about that one. But you can set this, you can set the scale up for whatever it is you want. The only thing that looks like it moved out of place was the New York City College of Technology. And I don't know why that piece moved. That's different. But you can always fix your title box or shrink these guys. I'm still measuring things, which I didn't want to. I have to get back to selection. See, that's why I'm in, like I said, I'm an AutoCAD person. Once I clicked on it, it would stop. Clear that. All right, so like I said, you have to fix the title box a little, things like that. But that's all you probably need to do. So you can use, like I said, you can use this thing, you can change it around, you can change if you wanted to change the font, text, type, things like that. You could make the font size, that's at 6 point right now. You could make it whatever size you need. The fonts are over here. If you wanted to change this to a different font, that's fine.
Professor, I was gonna say I opened up the file in AutoCAD, but it doesn't look like
it should look something like this.
It has a bunch of like dimensions on it. And I don't
bunch of dimensions. I wonder if I put the shit. Is it a title box?
It says title box, but it says like it has the dimensions, so like extra thick border.
Oh, it's probably all of the information to actually do the title box. Why don't you show that to me so I make sure I gave you the right one?
1 second.
Yeah, I thought I gave you the right one. I was doing this really fast this morning. Now there's,
It's how it looks.
oh, yeah, that's actually the numbers. That's actually the sizes of the title. If you wanted to draw the title box for yourself, that's
Okay.
actually dimensions of that thing. There should be a second content thing in there.
No, when I went on, there was two. There was one with a folder, and this is the one that I downloaded. But then there was another one that.
Oh, there's another one just below it. It says ENT 1108 title box. That's the one
Yeah.
I'm playing with.
But that one didn't download. That one didn't do anything. Actually.
It doesn't?
No.
It's not supposed. It's supposed to. Let me see what I did wrong this morning while I was moving really fast. Open in. Oh. It should have just allowed you to download. I'm trying to see what's wrong with it. I don't see anything wrong with it. I tell you what, I'm gonna throw it in that title box PDF folder and see if that makes a difference. Okay. Let's try that one more time.
Try to
I
download.
believe it's, nope, that one. I threw it in the title box PDF folder. See if that one opens.
All right, I'm gonna try it again.
Yeah, the top one, the title box one is marked title box ENT is the measurements if you want to draw it yourself.
All right, it downloaded.
Okay, I don't know what I did wrong. Anyway.
Professor.
Yeah.
So the sheet that you're working on right now, you measured it out to 43 feet.
Well, okay. Again, like I said, AutoCAD, Vectorworks, stuff like that, they work in real size. Okay, so if you were drawing a theater or something and you want to put it on one of these sheets, you're going to need to draw it 1-to-1 real size. But when you want to go print it out, you have to scale the drawing down. Okay, right now that piece of paper, I think this piece of paper, you can see the Vectorworks file.
Yes.
Yeah, like I said, this piece of paper, which is not reacting to my computer controls, this piece of paper is huge because you're drawing something that's real size on it.
Okay, so right there, hold up right there. So where I was going with the question was the ratio to the title box to that piece of paper. It looks like it's all 1.5 times the size, almost. Like if that paper is 43 feet, that title box is like almost what, 15 feet across?
Oh, and you're talking about if it was printed out at this size. Oh yeah, okay. This is huge. Yes.
Right. So what is the ratio for the title box to the drawing?
Yeah. See, this thing is actually 13 feet. So this is where you do your scale measurements, but I was talking about to you before. In a normal printout idea, this thing would, let me figure out the height is. I want to get it the right ratio. 28. That's 28 feet tall. That would normally be 11. Say it was an 11 by 17 piece of paper. Right. So now we're going to try and we're going to scale this thing down to 28. 28 feet has to become 11. I have to figure out what I did with my calculator. There it is. So it's basically is what I want divided by what I have. So 28 feet times 12 is 336 inches. So if I want to take it down to 11, it's 11 divided by 336. So my scale factor is 0.0327. that's where you would put on your scale. See down here, you would be trying to scale it to that practice. We actually spend a lot more time doing this plating and printing and this kind of stuff in drafting 2. I was just
Oh, okay.
introducing you to the concept. But if you had to draw a theater, you'd need, quote, a piece of paper this size. Then you scale it down to print it out. But if I was just going to send the file to you, you'd actually want to send the file full size. You understand the distinction?
Right, yes.
So all the scale on my title box would tell someone was what scale they had to set it to print it out. Which is a different thing we're not even doing. See, if I wanted to actually up here print, I should have an export, publish in this case. So here's a title box manager. There's other stuff over here. I can set up my page. If I go into page setup, it will tell me what page size I want based on my printer setups and stuff like that. You do this all over here, but that's in the next class more than anything else. Right, but you set this up through page setups and things like that. But you tell them what scale it should actually be set to. But that's a whole other thing. We don't need to get into that here. If I wanted to publish this, this would send it out as an electronic publishing thing and all kinds of other stuff. We don't need to get into that. Most of the time, people will be working off of CAD drawings right now. Right, so like I said, this would be a one-to-one drawing. That's more important at this point in what you're doing than worrying about what size the piece of paper is that you're printing out. That comes later.
Okay,
All right,
yes.
so stick with one-to-one stuff right now.
So I just put this title box on one of my drawings that I already completed.
Yes, you can. And you can fix up the title box. You don't have to do it for this class. I'm just giving it to you for the future. It would make it easier. It makes it easier when you get up higher up when you're sending your files around. You don't ever have to worry about somebody not knowing whose file was what or what it is. It's just a label thing. But if you want to practice putting it on your drawings, yes, you can do that. Then just change the type. All right. If you really want, I can share the 3-dimensional theater with you if you want to play with that, wherever it went.
Yes, definitely.
Not to figure out where I put it. No, that's not it. It was in Vectorworks, right? Yeah, there is. 3-dimensional theater light plot. Yeah, I can. Would you rather have it as start out with a Vectorworks file or a DWG? Actually, for lighting, it's probably easier to start it with a Vectorworks file. Let me get rid of my lights. So you guys, I'm going to go back to top plan. It's easier. There we go. I'm going to get rid of.
Oh, Professor, before you get rid of those lights.
Yeah.
Bring it up in 3D one more time.
Isometric. Yeah.
Okay, so you see the light pipe is on the inside of the wall. What axis will we use if, let's say, we wanted to bring the pipe forward?
I'm going to switch to this so we can actually have more of a conversation. What do you mean by inside the wall?
On the stage area. It's more in the stage area than outside that doorway.
Well, it's upstage of the proscenium, if that's what you mean. This is a proscenium arch here.
So if we wanted to bring it, downstage.
Yeah, you move it like you did the other. You move it to the other light pipes.
Oh, okay.
If let's say if I grabbed this pipe and I wanted to move
it forward
downstage, I could grab it, drag it, tab. I can now move it 2 feet downstage, and it's downstage. I can move it to the front of stage, whatever. Yeah.
You know what I was thinking, that it would be a relationship to the XYZ axis, and I would put I could do 30 degrees down towards downstage or whatever the case might be, but actually I don't
Yeah.
have to worry about that. I could just grab it and move it.
Yeah. Well, you can do anything you want. Like I said, this is the side view. See, it's moved this. Let me see if I can highlight this. Right, it's hard to see with this thing, but this is the proscenium arch here, sort of. See this thing here, that's the proscenium arch, and you can tell from looking at the other views, it's just upstage of it. It's hard to tell sometimes, which is why they give you these 4 different views so you can kind of look at everything. But yeah, you can just grab it and move it around. All kinds of things like that. But like I said, let me get rid of my lights. Edit. Clear.
You said the height of that wall is 30 feet? No.
I have no idea. If I go into 3D, this is now I'm looking at the theater. The floor, for whatever reason, is highlighted in this thing. But if I go in here to look at the height of the wall, that one's live, so I can kick back out of this. Look at it as a section view. I can tell you how tall the wall is. If I go from floor to ceiling, it's almost 16 feet, 15.4 or whatever. So like I said, you'll be hovering somewhere. I guess that's why I put it at 12 feet. This is a very,
you would normally make it at 16 at least.
It depends on the size of your theater.
Right.
See, you don't know how, and unfortunately in this drawing, you actually don't know how tall this theater is because you don't have the top of the proscenium. That looked like more like the proscenium opening is 15.4, which means you'd have several feet above it. So you could throw it at 16 or up. Yeah. It depends on where you want to put the ceiling. Like I said, I was doing this pretty fast. I didn't even put a ceiling on top of it. Zoom back out again. But you can play with it however you want. I just was giving you a quickie 3D thing.
Right. I just wanted to get an idea as to the
Like
height.
I said, you could put them at let's put it this way. If that's the top of the proscenium, and therefore the fly house goes above that, you're probably going to be bottoming it. You're going to be starting at 16 feet and going up from there.
Okay.
If you wanted to hide the lights and stuff like that. Well, yeah, you can play with it however you wish. Like I said, this is available for you to play with. This is something I did really fast. I'm going to kick back to the light pipes. I'll blank all that stuff out. So I'm now going to save this. I can now stop sharing. There we go. No, I don't want to do that. I want to go to Blackboard. There we go. I'm still in Blackboard. Great. Back to content. I'm going to build a new content folder. And this one's going to be 3D Theater Vectorworks. Too many things happening here all at the same time. I'm going to move this screen. Right. Okay, I made a folder 3D Theater Vectorworks. I'm going to throw the file. Vectorworks practice.
And when is the last time to get everything to you?
Monday.
Okay.
Now I got to figure out where I put it again. Should be in the Vectorworks folder.
Professor, all these are counting as labs, right?
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Because I realized ever since lab 12, you haven't really labeled none of those labs like by numbers.
Well, it's just I've been calling them things. Yeah. I actually am keeping track. Okay, this should be the 3D theater should be in that new folder I just created on Blackboard. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I stopped numbering the labs after a while. I probably should be better about that. But you know, you have the concert hall GP, the CHGP, the black box. I think I stopped after lap 12 for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, I think we moved into Vectorworks and I stopped. Anyway, yeah, whatever you can get to me by Monday, so on, would be good. I got to figure out when grades go in. I know it's not too long after that. I got to find my sheet. Although they probably keep sending me emails.
And the last day of class is Wednesday?
The last day of class is Monday, the
Oh,
24th.
Monday, the 24th, okay.
Yeah. Let me check if they've sent me any new emails. They probably have by now. Oh, look.
Will you be holding the full class that day?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. Culmination projects are all over the place. Yep. Oh, look, there's my final grade rosters. Okay. May 20, I have to finish, final deadline for submission for grades is May 28th. I knew they were going to send me an email. All right, so I basically have to be able to get through everything and get you grades by the 28th, which is the following Friday. Okay, no big deal. Okay, that's fine. I got that.
All right, so I think so I sent you another drawing last night. The concert hall we did. I think
yes, I see. Updated Vectorworks. Yeah, lab. Okay, you said lab 13. Whatever.
I just put numbers on it, so
that's fine. Whatever helps you keep track of it. I can look at them and know which one it is. So this is probably the concert hall.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I was gonna do was I was gonna use that same one with the title box.
Sure.
And send that.
That's fine. Yeah, fill in the title box and send it along, and that'll be fine. What is this? Oh, Mark, I'm getting like a barrage by emails about culmination projects.
Which ones did you say that we could just like work on for our own good? Like we didn't necessarily have to like manually submit them.
Oh, if you want to, like that was Raisin in the Sun. You want to play with that one, and the one I just put up, the 3D theater. You want to play with those. If you want to set them up and then send them in, that's great. Otherwise, these are things for you to play more with Vectorworks and things like that. But I would like to really see the concert hall and the black box. Okay, that's public interest. What? I don't care about that. Yeah, I'm going to be mumbling to myself for a while. Let me turn off my mic. Anyway, yeah. Anybody have any? I already answered that question. Anybody else have any other questions at this moment? Right. Otherwise,
I do have one question.
Okay.
I'm trying to insert this title box over the drawing I did. Can I share my screen?
Oh, you have to put it on a different layer.
It is on a different layer though.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's just not. I don't know why it's not like shown all together.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting.
So it's here, but it's not. I don't know why.
Yeah, that was the one I was talking about. Is this one of the ones you want us to submit, or you want us to just play around with?
I want you just to play around with it. You should be able to, yeah, you can move the title box anywhere you want in there. You could actually, if you wanted to, get rid of the outside border. You don't really need it.
I don't need it.
No, yeah, you don't really need that border, no.
But
So where is the rest of the drawing?
that I'm saying, I don't get it. If I click on a different layer, if I go to my pipes, everything is there. But
Oh, I wonder if you set it up so that they disappear. Because sometimes the way, different layers can be set up to disappear where it's you want to, okay, slow down. Pull the layer thing back down.
this,
Yeah. I'm just looking to see what you did. See, it's trying to start up a new design layer. If I'm looking down here, you have all layers. They should just show up as a grayed out. Or, no, it still should just be grayed out. It should show up. Yeah, down in the lower right part, put the check mark by the blank title. You just click there. Okay, that's not supposed to happen, that I remember. Give me a few minutes. I'm going to figure that one out.
all right.
Because it should just be there. They should overlay each other. All right, let me see if I can figure that out.
Wait, Professor, you said submit the block box or the title box? I'm confused.
Oh, the black box.
Thank you.
This is weird. Hmm.
The black box. I'm putting that in Vectorworks.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, when I put the title box into the Vectorworks thing, it created its own layer.
Yeah, that's what it did on mine. But when it created its own layer, it's not showing, like, I don't know, for whatever reason on my drawing. It's
Yeah,
not
that's what I'm trying to figure out. Because when I put it in, it came up like this. So I have this other layer. I have the 3D theater is still there, but it created this other layer here.
right.
So I don't know, because like I said, it popped up on mine. And all I did was I literally went to the file import DWG thing and found that file and just imported it. And I had to get rid of the other lines,
Right.
but this is how it came out. So I don't know why yours isn't showing up. That's a good question. See, because it actually, like I said, it would, for this kind of a theater, it would show up down here.
Up in the bottom, yeah.
The other border was there, but I had to get rid of the other piece of paper because this is a bigger theater. But I didn't want to make this different. But this is how it, like I said, it came up as a different design layer on mine. Because I created another layer ahead of time thinking I could import it to that layer, but when I pulled it in, it did that by itself. But it's visible. Now I grayed out the 3D theater. If I made it fully visible, it would look like that. I just grayed it up on my own.
But then I have a question then. So would I be able to like copy it and then paste it on another layer?
You probably, well, actually what you can do is if you just highlight this,
Yeah, like
when
that.
the properties pop up, you have a choice of layers. You don't have to copy it. You can literally just move it to another layer.
I'm gonna try that now.
Here in the corner, if you click on any one of these other layers, it will automatically move. You don't have to do the copy thing like you do in AutoCAD.
I'm gonna try that right now.
And this is the fun part about working with computers. You never quite know what's going to happen next. This also came up.
All right.
Okay,
So
it did that thing again where it rearranged things. Well. Skill. Lab
right,
10.
so
Where did Lab 10 came from?
I was able to put it on a different layer.
Does it show up now?
I have it on my pipes layer, but
okay, as long as it shows up with the drawing, that's fine. As long as it works. I don't know why it was doing that. It shouldn't have. I'm going to call this one the 3D theater light plot. And no, I need a selection. Okay. Well, anyway.
Professor, can I show my screen for a second?
Okay.
So I'm on the title box and I can't move this part for some reason because it's a
No,
hatch.
like I said, those top two you don't
Oh.
play with. Those top two you don't play with. They are New York City College of Technology things. They're different stuff.
Oh, okay.
You should be able to do anything you want with anything else.
Oh, okay, okay, cool.
Yeah, those are different. I don't know who created this thing, but that's just different.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
I have the black box is a PDF, right? So I'm trying to insert that, but it's not.
Well, yeah, you have to import it's an import of the PDF. If you're going straight to Vectorworks,
yeah,
that's a different. The Vectorworks, if you want to import a PDF, that's file import. The PDF is down here because you could grab it right from there. My habit, I just tend to always go through AutoCAD first, but that's just pure habit. You don't have to.
Professor.
Yes.
Or I'm just gonna share my screen. So as I'm trying to put the labels on, it's not going, and they're already set in.
Okay, you have to click on the actual ENT 1108. Click on that, and then the
Yeah.
OK should pop up. Now, if you double click on the light, go back to selection. So you're going somewhere else. You have to go back over and click on the selection in the upper left corner under basic, where it
Okay.
says selection. Click on there. Now double click on the light. All right, hit escape a couple times. There we go. See, now you can put in channel. Yeah, try that. Double click on the light again. Okay, we're getting a stall thing. That's what's going on. There you go. So now you could actually type in a unit number. And just type where it says unit number. Just put a number there. Something for channel. Something for circuit number. And then say OK, which is somewhere down in the bottom, I think. It's either down on the bottom or down on the top. I don't remember where it is on this. I can't see the whole screen. It's a problem. There should be an X where you can exit out of this.
Yeah, I think it's all right. Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah, I can't see the whole screen. But now that's
Yeah.
okay. Can you go back to hit escape a couple times? Because you've got too many things highlighted here. No, just hit escape. There we go.
Mhm.
Go back. Looks like your labels have popped way over on the side. You didn't align them. Go to Spotlight. No, just go to Spotlight. Label Legend Manager. Now click on ENT 1108. Go down to Edit 2D Layout. Where it says 2D Layout, click on that. Now, no.
Wait, sorry.
Edit the 2D layout.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Now, one thing you didn't do, you didn't move the labels. So grab color, click on color and drag it over to the front of the light, in front of the light, I should say. Center it in front of the light.
Like on.
Right on the very front. No, right, put it in front of the light, on top of, in this orientation on top of. Sorry, I look at things in 3 dimensions. Yeah, put it at the other end.
So on the top.
Yeah, on the top.
Right.
Now, unit number goes in the middle of the light. Channel goes at the bottom of the light. And you're going to want to move the circle with it. Yeah, just try and center it if you can. It just looks better. You may have to zoom in. And then circuit number goes underneath it with the hexagon. You can put the hexagon on circuit number. And then exit symbol. Now you see how the circle and the hexagon moved?
Okay. So it's not going to show up with numbers, but they only.
Well,
I know.
the numbers should show up. I'm just wondering if you were actually working on the correct light. So now double click on that light again.
All right.
Except, okay, yeah, that's okay. Hit us. No, see, it's already there. Yeah. Yeah, because it should have just thrown the numbers in there. Yeah, hit escape. Now, do a quick double click on this because you need to see a different screen. You keep getting this one. It's not the one I want. Okay, upper right where it says lighting, there we go. You see, now you put in the numbers for unit number. Yeah, put in unit number, channel, and circuit number. And now exit out of this. Is there a save or just an exit? There could be an OK. Look down at the bottom and see if there's an OK or anything.
Yeah, I don't see anything at the bottom.
Yeah, because unfortunately I can't see your whole screen. Yeah, so exit out of this. Hopefully it'll take this time. It should. You should have numbers on there.
What about light information? I see that the top.
Light information is different stuff. If you click on that tab, you'll see different things.
Okay.
That's about the actual physical light.
Okay.
Yeah, see, now you just got to get out of this screen. And,
Yeah, it's still not showing up.
that's interesting. Let me get back to something that makes sense. I need to open another. I want to open a different file. This guy. Thank you. All right. So if I see what it should do here, I'm going to zoom in on a light. If I double click on the light,
Mm-hmm.
come on, there we go. I should get this screen, which will tell me what instrument type it is, so on and so forth. And then I can put in a unit number. If I put in a circuit number, it should pop up. But you see, can you see down here at the bottom where it says OK?
Oh yeah, I can't see that when I'm sharing the
Yeah, well,
screen.
that's why I was saying there has to be an OK button. When you hit OK, the numbers will then just appear,
Yeah.
right? So you have to be able to see the OK button. That's
Okay.
that's what's not working. You're not telling it it's okay. You're just exiting the screen.
Okay.
All right. So try it like that.
Okay.
Professor.
Yes.
So when we import from AutoCAD, it's import and then import single DWG.
Yeah. The one
Okay.
all the way at the top.
Okay.
Professor, I had a question because I had some issues. I
Yep.
was I know what I have to do for the black box as far as setting up the pipes, but when I imported the PDF into Vectorworks, it just imports the picture of the PDF. So is it best that I import it into AutoCAD first and then import from there?
Um,
I just-
Probably, yeah. Might want to, because then if you import a PDF directly into AutoCAD, it turns it into a DWG. I don't think it does the same thing for Vectorworks. I think it just
Yeah, it comes in
as
as a picture. Yeah.
Yeah, so run it, just do a quick import into DWG land, save it as a DWG, and then import that. It should only take a couple of minutes. You can draw right on top of the PDF, but it doesn't
Yeah, it
work
does.
like
Yeah, I figured that.
yeah.
Professor.
Yes.
Can I share my screen with you?
Yeah.
Okay, so when I imported my title box, the light plot kind of disappeared. I'm not sure why.
Okay. Yeah, that's the same thing that was happening with, I think it was Darnell.
You could do what you could do. You could just highlight, move it to
Yeah,
a different layer.
yeah, highlight. Yeah, that's actually what we were talking about. I was trying to remember what we said. Yeah, highlight the title box. And then when you have the object info come up, you can actually move it to another layer. And then you can drag, like where it says drawing two, pull that layer tab down and you can put it on like the black box or something. Yeah, just double click the black box and that'll automatically put it on the black box layer. So that when you pull up, now you can get rid of this object info thing. And just move it off to the side. Go back to navigation. Now you can actually pull up, where's the black box? Yeah, you have to go turn on the black box. Yeah, put the check mark down by Black Box Theater.
Oh, I see. Okay.
All right. So now you're on the same layer. So now you can play with it.
Okay. Thank you.
So, Professor, for the section view, I'm kind of having a bit of trouble with the door and the pin rail. Should I just leave it as it is, or should I like?
Yeah, because in this case, you don't know what the pin rail looks like. You can take out one or the other if you need to
Uh-huh.
for section, but this is actually what you would see. I don't know what the pin rail looks like.
Okay, so I should just leave it
So
as
this
is.
is fine. Yeah, this is fine.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay.
Do you mind, Professor, if I modify the title box slightly? Like a half an inch to fit it in there? I mean,
Sure, go ahead.
this is tight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But that's the way they work. Did I ever show you some of the big title boxes we have in some of the other drawings?
No, you have
Let me see if I can find one. It's the ones I used to get for, oh, let's see. I need a design drawing thing. Waiting for it to pull up to make sure it looks right. No, those are just pictures. Not helpful. In the Heights would be a good one. Do I have better ones? Yeah, like this stuff. This is a title box that this guy uses, which is a more of an architectural type thing. But he's got, like I said, let me go about 50%. He's a USA designer, so he's got his stamp up here. All of this is legal gobbledygook, the name of the show, where it was done, the scale, so on. This is his title box.
So
Other
let me
types
ask you, you
Yeah.
say that's his title box. That's not standard?
No, there's a lot of architectural places will do the vertical title box on the side. That's a kind of a norm. Everybody plays with their own stuff. I've seen a lot of these on architectural drawings, things like that. Like here's another show drawing. This is the title box down here. He was being cute, and because this is in the Heights, so all about subways and stuff, he made it into a subway sign.
Wow,
Like-
things have changed a lot.
Like I said, if you're an independent, he's an independent designer. He can do anything he wants. He's got his own company, so he can put his title. This is the same guy, by the way. The guy who designed this.
Wow.
So he puts his own stuff on. Once you're an independent, you can do anything you want. If you work for a company, you use their title box, right? But the title boxes vary by company, by style of drawing, by organizational type, things like that. You use whatever the company has. If you don't have a company, you can make your own title box. You just got to have the same kind of information in it. That's all. You still got to say who you are, when this was drawn, what scale it is, what was drawn, what the project is, you know, things like that. You've got to have the same information, but it's just arranged differently.
Right, because they
there-
look for that, they look at the title blocks for that, specifically for that information.
Oh yeah, you have to
Scale
have the
and so
title
forth
box.
and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But what the title box looks like, that's up to you. I know in AutoCAD, they actually have templates for this. Yeah, now I got to get back to where I was. In AutoCAD, right, let me get rid of that thing. If I've just got a blank screen, if I go up to A and I go to New, if I click on New, it will give me all my template sets, all right? Like here's one with a title block right on it. This
right.
is an architectural one. There are other tutorials down at the bottom. You guys should have these in your AutoCAD. If I was to click on, this is imperial versus metric, this is feet and inches, this is meters. If you go for an architectural one, you double click on there, you got this title box here. Okay, you're given that. That's in AutoCAD. Like I said, this is a standard architectural type of title box. That's a normal. If I was to open up the manufacturing one, that's the title box is down here. This one also has quadrants. This is for manufacturing, like I said, where you're going to say, well, what's going on in C6? And they actually have grid standards and stuff, but the title box is down here. Like I said, different industries have different setups for these things. You use what the industry standard is or what your company says.
Civil engineering, we use the one that you have there that you're using now.
This one? Yeah, that's why I said
No,
it depends
no, the
on
old one, the one that the class is working on.
You mean, oh yeah, like I said, it depends on the industry, depends on who the company is and all kinds of other stuff. Yeah. The one I gave you is actually a relatively standard for a lot of things.
Right, that's the one I remember.
Yeah, that's the one I always use. But again, like this one designer rearranged this one. You know, and like I said, once you're an independent contractor, you can do anything you want. All right, got about 5 minutes. Everybody's doing okay. I've been looking at the drawings and making odd and assorted comments about things. I don't see any particular problems with going on grading and stuff like that. Whatever you can get into me over the next week, or until Monday, I should say. I have to put grades in on by Friday, the 28th. Update, resend, fix stuff up, play with it, enjoy. You can play with anything you want. All right. If you want to improve on it and stuff like that, send it along to me with a note. That's great. I'm always happy to find different ways of doing stuff. The ones that I'm going to be looking at for, shall we say, extra credit stuff, and the other thing is Raisin in the Sun and the 3D Theater, if you want to use those, they will show, you know, improvement in this and the other thing and how you can do stuff. But just do the best job you can. All right. I really want to see the concert hall and the black box. You know, make sure you keep the pipes inside the black box because those are real walls. There's the pipes, the grid is actually at the theater, so on and so forth. But other than that, you know, show me that you know how to use the program, which most of you have done. Other than that, enjoy the rest of your day. If you want to set up a session, I'm fairly available the rest of this week. I believe. Yeah. And
I was gonna ask you if I could speak to you after class about.
Okay. Other than that, I suppose enjoy the rest of your day. It looks nice and sunny outside. Supposed to be in the mid 80s out here. And I will talk to you on Monday.
Okay, thank you, Professor.
Thank you, Professor.
Professor.
It's in the mid-80s out there. Where are you? Acapulco?
No, I'm out on Long Island. It is 82, 84. It just popped up.
Wow. Okay.
I
Take
live on the island, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Take care. I'll send you some stuff tonight.
All right.
tomorrow. All right.
Yeah, Professor. Yeah, I wanted to know just like about like how I'm doing in the class.
Well, stupid machine. No, you're actually doing fine. Like I said, I think I just sent your concert hall or something back to you.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yeah, you've obviously got a good grasp of the product. You seem to know what you're doing. This point, you're just doing stuff by rote. By that I mean you're following instructions, you're doing the job, you're putting the lights in the right places, you're putting the labels on. That's the whole point of this right now.
Gotcha.
If you wanted to get into creativity, that's a whole other class.
Yeah,
This
because
is just
right now, I'm also taking the reason why I'm I was a little bit more proficient in Vectorworks because I'm also at the same time while I'm taking this, I'm taking lighting. So yeah, so I'm doing both at the same time. So it's kind of a lot. So I just wanted to make sure, like, just to make sure that I'm doing well.
Yeah, you are. You're doing great. I have no problems with what the work you've turned in. Otherwise, I would have told you about it. Okay.
All right.
Hey, you're doing good.
Thank you. I appreciate
All right.
it.
I'll see you Monday.
Monday. All right.